Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is day one of your 7-day fast track. My name is Kim Danke, and I will be your fast track instructor this week. And one of my instructions this week is going to be to text Kimmy to 31996, to also text Travis to that same number, and my Jason, all one word, to that same number. But text them individually to that number so that you can be notified, because there is one thing in Metabolic: there is absolutely no lack of us attempting to keep everybody on track, attempting to make sure that you know what to do and can apply the program. Now, I think that one of the reasons that I've been successful in this program is the fact that I flat out just follow the rules. I don't let anything get in my way. I don't make excuses, and I just don't let anything get in my way. So I'm hoping that you can grab on to that same thing. Nothing's getting in my way. I'm going to do this. So my little quick story is this. In April of this year, I got to half a pound for my highest weight. My highest weight isn't as high as some other people's weight, but it was too high for me, because you know how it is when you start to be uncomfortable in your own skin or you're uncomfortable in your clothing. So you know how that is. And I got to that point, and I got on the scale one morning, and it said 185.5. Well, my highest weight was 186. And I said, you've got half a pound to turn this around. You're not getting to 186. And so but you know, you're sitting around at the house going, what could I do? What actually works? What actually works that's sustainable? You know, so you think through these things. And so I contacted a friend who I'd been seeing post on Facebook about a few things. And, but I didn't know, because I really hadn't been paying attention to what she was posting about. And I thought, well, let me call her. So I called her and I said, what are you doing? What is this that you're posting about? And she says, I've just lost 86 pounds. In 6 months, she just lost 86 pounds. So she told me all about it, and she's telling me about it. And I'm thinking, well, that doesn't sound hard. That makes sense. And I like it. And, you know, I thought it was $99 to join. And so I was willing to pay $99 to join because it sounded so good. And then I'm one of those people who is a scourer of websites. So I went on to the metabolic.com website, and I clicked on every link and every tab, and I read every document from first word to the last word. I played with every calculator and meal plan generator. I played with everything on there. And I still hadn't joined yet, though, because I found out that there was a Metabolic store close enough to me that I could go up there and check it out further. So I checked it out on that Saturday. I talked to my friend on Thursday, and I checked it out on that Saturday. And I liked what I saw, and so I joined. And when I joined, I thought I was going to pay $99 to join, and they're like, oh, no, it's $50 a year. Hey, I'm so happy with it. I should have given them, you know, the $99. But so I signed up, and well, when I signed up, I went on 2 trips right after that, because I signed up on the Saturday before spring break. And while I was on those 2 trips, I watched all of the daily doses. So like I'd lay in the bed at night with my earplugs in and our earbuds in, and I would watch the videos and learn the program. So I learned the program. I came back from the second trip on a Monday. I went to the grocery store on Tuesday. I started this program on Wednesday, April 10th, because as you can tell, that's a Wednesday. I didn't wait till I'm going to start my new lifestyle on a Monday, okay? Because when you're getting ready to start something, you might as well get started right then. I don't care if it's midday, start it right then. But I started mine on Wednesday, April 10th. In the first week of applying this program, I lost 9 pounds. Literally, a pair of pants that did not fit on April 10th fit a week later, lost 9 pounds. And in my first month, I lost 10% of my body weight. I lost 18.5 pounds. And then, awesome, Christy just said that she lost 50 pounds in 2.5 months. Yes, that's awesome, Christy. Good job. And so my goal weight, so this is interesting, y'all. I set my goal weight at 150 because I hadn't ever stayed at 150 for very long if I'd gotten there. And I hadn't seen it very often, you know, as an adult. So I thought 150 sounds good. Let me do 150. And so that's what I set my goal weight at. In 3 months to the day, July 10th, I lost 35.5 pounds and I hit my goal of 150. Well, literally, I was terrified to have a holiday after that because I thought, oh, I'm in really good, efficient fat burning. I cannot have a holiday. So for the rest of July, I still didn't have a holiday. But you know what? I'm helping people. I'm reading posts. And I thought, how am I going to help people and come back from a couple of holidays if I don't have holidays and know how it feels to come back from a couple of holidays? So I started taking my 12 holidays, because at that point I was in maintenance, or what we call wellness, and I started taking all my holidays and everything. And guess what though? I lost another 15 pounds in maintenance. That's how great this program works. And that was what was so awesome, is my body, I just let my body settle out where it wanted to be, and I have maintained about 135, 136 since that took me about another month and a half to lose that 15 pounds. So July, August, so September. I've maintained that since beginning of September. So I'm thrilled about it. And here's why I'm so thrilled. I'm thrilled because this is a program that you can do for life. Absolutely, you can do for life. This program is practical, sustainable, and fun. It is practical because you are eating food that you already like. We're just teaching you the combinations in which to eat it in. You might need to change your oils, so we're going to talk about that. You might have to change a product that you're using. So let's say you like a tortilla. You just go buy an approved tortilla rather than a non-approved tortilla. So you might be switching out some products that you use. That's simple. This whole lifestyle is really simple. The other thing I like about this, it gave me balance. Because I don't know, think about this, were you ever like on, you know, everybody's on, you're doing the right thing and you're on, but as soon as you go off, you're off and you're just careening down the hill, you're off. I was either on or off. But see, that's what Shibboleth, embrace this, okay? That's what Shibboleth will bring to your world. It will bring to your world balance, because yeah, we strive to have perfect days, and we'll go over what that is. You strive to have perfect days, but there's a day coming where you're going to have a holiday. You just have to know that you shouldn't be having a holiday every day. We know that that doesn't make sense. And so now we just know how to come back from that. So I appreciate the balance that it brought to my life, and I appreciate the structure that it brought to my life, because I just needed somebody to tell me, you're not supposed to have more than 3 meals a day, Kim, okay? Or you really shouldn't be eating all day, Kim. You know, I just needed somebody like Travis to flat out point it out to me, okay? So I'm hoping that my direct way of teaching will help you do the exact same thing, because I'm not going to get into the why, okay? Travis will help you dive deep into the why, and you can watch his daily dose videos that I'm going to assign this week in the little posts. Because what's going to happen this week, you're in the fast track group. It lasts for 1 week and then it repeats itself. Every single morning there's going to be a video from me showing you how to use parts of the website. And you guys all know, if you're in the Facebook groups, you know Joni Shibboleth. She did my fast track this week and told me, I didn't know that happened, or I didn't know we could do that on the website. So if somebody like Joni can figure out things from the little videos, you guys can too, okay? So make sure you watch those. And then I put a little assignment in there every day. And I do that because I used to be a teacher and a principal. And so if you'll do your little assignments by Saturday, take the test, pass the test, and earn the badge again if you've already done that, because I know some of you have already done that, okay? And if you haven't done that, please go ahead and do that, because that's what we want you to do. So that's how this group works. And I truly hope that, because Travis will help you dive deep, like I said, into the why, or maybe help you think about things that you hadn't thought about before. I'm just going to tell you exactly how to do it, okay? And but I know that sometimes we do things because of a deeper reason, and you know, we have to address those too. But I'm just going to tell you the why tonight, or the how tonight. And I'm going to use my little flip chart because I'm old school, okay? So there are 2 modes in Shibboleth. 2, it's that simple. You're in weight loss mode or maintenance mode, which we also call wellness, all right, wellness. And if you have not met your goal weight yet, and you do not have your victory badge, you're going to be in weight loss. If you've met your goal weight and you have your victory badge, then you can change your profile to maintenance. So see, tomorrow's video, I'm going to show you how to edit your profile. And that's where you can tell the website if you're in weight loss or maintenance. Okay, you would need to tell it that. There are two types of days in Shibboleth, a perfect day or a holiday. And that's that simple. You're either having a perfect day or you've had a holiday. Now, I personally schedule every single one of my holidays, okay? So on the beginning of a month, I look at the calendar and I write on that calendar when I'm going to have my holidays. Now, you don't have to plan all 6, and in fact, I recommend that you don't plan all 6 just in case you have an accidental one, but you plan them out because that's very important. You don't want to end up at the end of the month and have more holidays than you're supposed to have, because if you follow this program like you should, you will drop weight. I'm talking supernaturally. I feel like it fell off of me supernaturally. So if you follow the program, it works like that. Because look at this, Christy lost 50 pounds in 2.5 months. So now, I don't know how old Christy is, but I'm 49, okay? So I think about the fact that it took me 49 years to get where I was, but it only took me about 4.5 months to turn that around. And look, Christy lost 50 pounds in 2.5 months. Do y'all call that turning your life around? I do. And she may or may not have more weight to lose. I don't know. She might be here to continue maintaining that, or she may have a goal of losing more. But 50 pounds in 2.5 months is supernatural. It's supernatural because guess what? You're still eating food. You're still eating food. I feel like this program doesn't restrict me in what I eat because I enjoy what I eat. Oh my goodness. And Barbie has lost 26 pounds since November 4th. Y'all, this is supernatural weight loss. And it's because this program gives glory to God and we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the Lord. And I thank you so much for sharing those testimonies with me. That is awesome. Okay, so we have 2 types a day. So when y'all are journaling, if you are a silver level member, your 3 options in your journal are going to go perfect day, holiday, or unsure. I don't even know why I give you the unsure option. You know whether you're having a perfect day or a holiday. So don't ever mark unsure because it's going to give you a question mark in your weekly timing chart. So it's perfect or a holiday because you know what you're having. So we already kind of touched on this, but how many holidays do you get in a calendar month? So if you're in weight loss, you get up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. If you are in maintenance, you get up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. You do not have to take them all, okay? Now, I'm a strategizer, so if I'm going out of town, I plan holidays for when I'm going out of town because, you know, you have less control and you just may want to not have to concern yourself with anything. So if I'm not going out of town or there's no other special day in the month, I don't just plan a holiday for the heck of it because I'm eating the food that I want to eat based on the combinations that we're going to learn about. So I don't really see the need in having a whole bunch of holidays for no reason, okay? Now, December's been a little bit harder just because there's all kinds of things. I'm going to have to say that I think December is probably the hardest month of the year, and I'm sure that y'all all would agree with me because guess what? We're coming into January. These months coming ahead of us are going to be a breeze because you're not going to have nearly as many holiday parties and all those kind of things facing you. So you're about to come into a great time of year where you can either lose more or easily maintain, okay? But keep in mind that you want to have only up to 6 if you're in weight loss and up to 12 if you're in maintenance. Think about that. That's almost half the month. You could literally do what you wanted to do. And as long as those other days, here's the key, as long as the other days are truly perfect days and not okay days, then you will maintain your weight loss. So there are 5 components to having a perfect day. I'm going to go over these quickly right here, but then I'm going to break down each one on another page. So you want to drink your water, you want to journal your food, you want to eat food in the right combinations, you want to portion control your food, and you want to eat in the proper timing. It takes 2 perfect days to get into EFB. EFB is efficient fat burning. And those are my 3 favorite letters now, efficient fat burning. Now, I want to tell you something else to think about. If you've tried, like a lot of people that are here and they have weight to lose, they've probably tried other things in the past, okay? But see, Shibboleth, this is what's great about Shibboleth. We teach you how you should do it, but also we teach you the science behind why you're doing what you're doing. And I find that to be really, really important. So before Shibboleth, did you ever hear those 3 letters, EFB, and know that you could kind of you're priming your body for efficient fat burning? Did you even know that you could prepare your body for that? It was like some secret world that you could never figure out. Well, guess what? It's not a secret anymore. We've told you what it is. So it takes 2 days to get into efficient fat burning, and we're going to go over in just a few minutes why that is. But in your timing chart, on your first perfect day, you're going to see a check. On your second perfect day, you're going to see a check. These are green checks. On your third perfect day, you're going to see a flame, okay? So it's your third perfect day, but it's your first day in EFB. Now, once you have a holiday, again, after that, because it takes 2 perfect days to get into EFB. So after you've had a holiday, which takes you out of EFB, you're going to have your 2 perfect days again, and then your third day, you're going to be in EFB. Okay, so that's just how it works, okay? And don't feel bad about having a holiday. Don't feel guilty about having a holiday, because now it's part of life. You know you're going to be able to come back from that holiday now because you know how to do it, and you just have to apply it. One of my favorite quotes is this: some people are addicted to information but allergic to application. Everybody wants to learn, but doesn't want to apply. So apply, please apply, because if you apply it, it works like crazy. If you don't apply it, well, if you don't apply stuff, it's not going to work. But you have to apply it. So you have your 2 perfect days. Your third day, you were in EFB. If y'all have any questions while we're going on, feel free to ask. I might get to them before the end, but if I haven't, at least you haven't forgotten your question and I can answer it, okay? Okay, component number 1 of a perfect day is to drink half a gallon to a gallon of water. So your minimum is to get in half a gallon of water. And your goal is really a gallon, but a half a gallon is your minimum, and that's 64 ounces. That would be 4 16-ounce water bottles. And I've had a gallon today. I'm working on it out of this giant cup right here. That's my last cup of the day. So you want to get your water in. And water is so good for you. It helps your skin. It helps metabolize fat. It helps flush out the fat and toxins. It helps combat depression. It helps kidney function. It can help prevent headaches, all kinds of things. So besides all those things, water is going to help you lose weight. And Travis says, water in, fat out, water in, poop out. Water helps fat metabolize and get flushed out, and it helps keep waste moving efficiently. And we need to be able to get rid of those things out of our body. Okay, so that is so simple. And I'm sure that most of you that are listening tonight have had a perfect day before. But if you haven't had a perfect day, start with this tomorrow. Okay, and if you've been in Shibboleth for a little bit, but you're lacking on your water, or I don't really like it when I hear people say I'm on the struggle bus, because I don't see how this is a struggle at all, because you're getting to eat 3 meals a day, and if you need it, you can have freebies, extras, and snacks. Now that's a need if you need it, or actually, well, I don't know. I'll get into that in a second. But your first thing to go to is go to your water. Just get extra water in, and there won't be any struggle bus. The water helps, so get that in. All right, component number 2 of a perfect day is to journal. The reason that you journal your food is you are eating more mindfully when you are journaling. If you can just walk through the kitchen and pop in your mouth whatever is sitting on the counter, or whatever is just easily accessible in the fridge, whatever is easily accessible in the pantry, that's mindlessly eating. And we don't want to eat mindlessly. This is God's temple, and we need to make sure that we take care of it properly. Okay, so journaling your food is important. We actually say that you should write down what you're eating before you bite it. So write it before you bite it. But if you don't do that, make sure that you're eating properly combined meals and portion and all that, and you do write it and you put it in your journal daily. We do find that the people who go into the website and journal daily lose 2 to 3 times more weight than those who don't go in and journal with their food. Also, if you ever want us to check your journal, you need to be journaling exactly what you're eating so that Kim, Joni, or Missy can check those journals out. And we will check your journal up to 1 time a week if you need it. So you just hit submit for journal review. It's so easy. It's so amazing and easy. Component number 3 of a perfect day is to eat properly combined meals. So properly combined meals keep the fat bus away. And the fat bus, this is really funny. When I first started Shibboleth and I learned about the fat bus, that it is actual real thing, that it's not just some thing that Travis made up. There's a reason he calls, the reason he says the fat bus. I walked by a luncheon table and I said, ooh, that's going to bring the fat bus. So in my head, I started thinking about, that's going to bring the fat bus, that's going to bring the fat bus. And see, that's not something I thought about food before because I didn't know those things. But now that I know them, I stay away from those things unless it's a planned holiday or unless I am properly combining that food and portion controlling. And we're going to go over this a little bit more in just a second. Component number 4 of a perfect day is to eat properly portioned meals. It's very, very simple. I love this. You eat off of a 6 to 8 inch plate. And when it's an 8 inch plate, we're not talking about putting it on the rim either, okay, in the center of the plate. So you eat off of a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. The 2-hand rule, put your hands together as close as you can get them. You cover up your food. If you cannot see your food, stick it all out. And you're portion controlled, and you really don't want it any thicker than the thickest part of your hand, okay? Now, what I like about that is I do not want to take the time to count calories. I might look at calories just for a few things here or there and to keep up with our condiment rule and that kind of thing, but I seriously do not want to have to count calories. I also don't want to have to weigh food, and I don't want to have to measure food. So eating off the 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule, is that not the easiest thing ever? It is so easy and I love it. Component number 5 of a perfect day is timing, okay? So you want eat your meals 4 to 6 hours apart, okay? So you're gonna wake up and hopefully within an hour or 2 of eating, you can eat breakfast. Now, some people like to fast and there's not breakfast people and they choose to have lunch and dinner and maybe a snack. Totally fine, okay, that's totally fine. But think about this, you're gonna wake up and typically, I'm just gonna do typical, people can be different, but you're gonna wake up and eat within an hour or 2 of waking. And then you're gonna eat lunch 4 to 6 hours later. And then you're gonna eat dinner 4 to 6 hours later. Now say that to yourself. I get to wake up and eat breakfast for the Father, and then 4 to 6 hours later, I get to eat lunch for the Son, and 4 to 6 hours later, I get to eat dinner for the Holy Spirit. That just shows us there's 3 meals a day, 3 times that we can sit down and thank the Lord for giving us food. Delicious, properly combined foods, because now we know to do that. Shouldn't they be teaching this in elementary school? They should be teaching this, anyway, they should be teaching this to people. And so you get 3 meals a day. That sounds so reasonable. I mean, 4 to 6 hours, it sounds like, oh my goodness, I could do that. But guess what? We have a hard time doing it sometimes. But Travis, the reason he tells you to do that is because we do not want to be grazers. As grazers, we are killing our metabolism. And so a metabolism is like a fire. See, a fire, it burns, but if you were to go just lay a whole bunch of stuff on the fire, you can actually suffocate a fire. So you want to give yourself some fuel, and then you let it burn, and then you give it some more fuel, and you let it burn. You give it some more fuel, let it burn. And then if you think about it, you kind of want that to go out at night, you know, so then we quit eating, okay? Travis says the best time to eat is when the sun is up, so you really shouldn't be eating after the sun goes down. Now, that's because he says your metabolism slows down after that time, but I know due to work schedules and things like that, that might not always be optimal, okay? And then we're going to talk about these things. There are such things on our program called freebies, an extra, and a snack, okay? These are allowed in moments of weakness, okay? When I heard Travis say, you can have this, but it's really a moment of weakness, mental, he said mental weakness. And I went, oh, I'm not mentally weak and I will not give in. So in my first 3 months, I only had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, except unless I was having a holiday. If it was a perfect day, I literally did breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that was it. Except for July 4th. On July 4th, I added in an extra and a snack, and I felt like I was having a holiday, but I wasn't. I stayed in the EFB. Okay, so you can do these things if you need to, but if you want some amazing weight loss, you can leave them out. Now, I'm going to tell you some different strategies in case you do need them, but the reason that you want to, one, portion control, let's talk about going back to component number 4 real quick, portion control, and I'm going to tie it in right here. So 1 pound of fat has 3,500 calories in it. So in order for us to lose that pound of fat, we have to get into a calorie deficit. All right, so you portion control because you're trying to get into a calorie deficit. But see, all the components of the shibboleth shield go together, because when you're properly combining food, and especially eating some of the fastest fat-burning food, which we're going to go over in a second, or the combinations, those things are almost negative calorie meals because it takes almost more calories to digest those meals than are in the meal. Okay, so that's why Travis calls this exercise on a plate. Okay, because there's more, it takes more calories to burn those things up than it does that are in the food. And so we portion control because we want to get in a calorie deficit. All right, but just imagine if you're doing freebies, which aren't necessarily always free of calories, it just means that they have a very low impact on your day. And then you're doing an extra and you're doing a snack, you're slowing down your weight loss. And if you want to do those things, you just have to realize that you are taking the scenic route to your destination rather than the Concorde to Europe, okay? And so I wanted to take the Concorde to Europe, so I didn't do these things during weight loss. Now in maintenance, I've actually added them back. I don't ever do any freebies, but I'll do an extra and a snack and things like that. But in weight loss, you can leave it out if you really want to lose weight fast. And I'm sure most of us do. You know, when you decide you're ready to lose weight, you want it off yesterday. So I'm telling you how to do it. But if you need those others, that's your decision. But here's the thing. Let's think about this. Let's say that you ate some category 2, which is our fibrous carb. Let's say you ate some vegetables, okay? Let's say you had some cucumbers, things like that. They hardly have any calories in them. But see, we say freebies you can eat anytime if you need them. Well, they're going to eventually add up, all right? So let's just say you had 30 calories worth of freebies. And then let's just say you had a cocoa ringa, and it's got 70 calories in it. There's 100 calories. Then let's say you had a 200 calorie snack. Total right there, that's 300 calories. Well, we're trying to go in a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of fat. Well, you just slowed it down by 300 calories a day. So you just have to decide whether you want to go fast or whether you want to go slow. But those are the things that are allowed if you needed them, but not necessarily optimal. 3 meals a day is optimal. And you know what I do? When I get hungry between meals, go to your water. Make water your freebie. And I don't just go to my water and take a little sip like this. You know, I don't do a water and go. I drink the whole thing. You know, if you're hungry, drink the whole thing. If you're just sipping on it throughout the day because you're parched, that's fine. But if you're using it as your freebie, guzzle a 16-ounce water bottle and you'll feel full. Your hunger will be satisfied. You'll feel full. So that's what I do. Go to freebies. I go to your water as freebies. And I find on those days that I'm not getting in on my water like I should, you are thinking about food or more. You're thinking about eating more. So if you'll get your water in, it'll really help you. Okay, so now we're going to revisit and learn how to do combining your foods in the right way. Now, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have another video, and this is going to be a video on combining foods. So I'm going to put that link into the group in just a little bit, and y'all can go ahead and register for that. But we're going to do combining foods tomorrow night. Tonight, I'm going through a program overview, so if I don't capture everything tonight, as for food combining, come back tomorrow night, okay? And then make sure you're watching the videos every single morning. They'll usually come out into the group about 5:30. Before 6 a.m., they're going to be in there. So if you're a morning person, you've got them. But if you're an evening person, just go into the group tomorrow night or any night during the week and find them. Okay, so how to eat properly combined meals. You have to learn the 7 categories that we categorize food in. So, you know the thing about our program, I love it, okay? We are not handing you a piece of paper that says, eat this. We're handing you the how you do this for life. That's what we're handing you. You kind of have to figure out the meals that you like to eat. And isn't that a blessing? I mean, I've been handed little things before. Eat this and you'll lose this. Well, my goodness, I don't like to eat that. Or I can't find that anywhere. Or, you know, there's kinds of things. So you get to choose what you want to eat out of these things and these combinations. We're going to teach you how to do it, but you get to make your own meals. That's why it's so sustainable. But you do have to learn the 7 categories. So Travis has divided food into 7 categories based on the makeup of food and based on how it responds in your body, because this is all scientific. All of it is scientific. Okay, so this is what I did. I rode in the car, I stood in the shower, I walked through the house, and I was like, 1, lean protein, 2, fibrous carb, 3, energy carb, 4, protein plus fat, 5, fruit, 6, superfood, 7, shellfish. You just memorize them. I tell you what, once you put those to memory, anytime you see a food, you're going to go, whoop, category 3, energy carb, category 4, protein plus fat. It will become second nature. It will. But you do need to know these, okay? Now, what I want you to know right now is I'm going to tell you which ones you can eat by themselves if you needed to. And then there are some that you can eat by themselves, but it's optimal to eat with something else. And then there's some that you have to eat with other things. Otherwise, it'd be a holiday, okay? So let's go over that. Let's look at lean protein real quick. First of all, I'm going to tell you this. Do you see this lean protein? And you see this 7, shellfish? Really the same thing. They're both a lean protein. They can be used interchangeably. 7, the shellfish used to be in the lean protein category, but due to allergies, other medical reasons, and biblically, some people do not want to eat shellfish and things like that, we pulled it off. Okay, so that's how it ended up at the end because the other ones were already set up. So the shellfish is a 7. So hope that makes sense. 1 and 7 are really the same thing. It's just separated off in case you don't want to even deal with 7s if you don't like 7s. Shellfish. All right, you can eat a 1 by itself, and you can eat a 7 by itself. So let's look at category 2, fibrous carbs. You can eat them by themselves. Category 3, energy carbs. Never eat them by themselves. That is Fat Bus City. Category 4, protein plus fat. You can eat it by itself if you needed to. Optimally, though, it will be eaten with a category 2. All right, fibrous carb. Now, what I'm saying about that is, let's say that you've gone to a luncheon or a dinner and that kind of thing. Now, I always throw a protein bar or oatmeal protein pie or something in my purse so I have something. But if I go there and they've got a yummy piece of meat or something like that that I can eat, that's a protein plus fat. I could eat it by itself in a pinch. But if they don't have a fibrous carb that I'm willing to eat, or sometimes they have broccoli, but then it's covered in all kinds of sauce and stuff like that, then you can eat a protein plus fat by itself. But optimally, you'd eat it with a category 2. Okay, category 5, which is, and we also call category 5 fruit antioxidant carb. So if you ever see AC written on any paperwork, then it's fruit, okay? You do not want to eat it by itself when in weight loss mode. Once you get to maintenance mode, you may have a snack of fruit by itself. But in weight loss, you just have to treat fruit a little bit differently, okay? Category 6 superfood, you can eat it by itself. And then we've already said 7 you could eat by itself. But in weight loss, let's look at category 3 and category 5. If you're going to eat a category 3, you must eat it with a category 1 and 2. If you're going to eat a category 5 fruit, you must eat it with a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. Those are musts and, okay? You must eat it with those 2 things. And what's happening is you are allowing the lean protein, the protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the fibrous carb to negate the little bit of insulin release that is going to come from the category 3 and category 5. So that's what's so amazing about this program is you are going to have, all we have to do is control insulin in this. This is controlling insulin. If we can control insulin and our blood sugar, we control our body's ability to efficiently burn fat. So controlling these things, we can control our body's ability to efficiently burn fat. Now think about this. I love to think about this. Did you know this before Shibboleth? Did you know that? This is what's so amazing. Did you know that your body could efficiently burn fat if you were doing the right things? See, this is something I didn't know before Shibboleth. And by knowing this information, I just apply it and do it, and it works like crazy. I don't know where I'm going with that. What did I want to say? I think that it's just the fact that we know what to do now. We know how to get into efficient fat burning, and if we will apply it, it works. Maybe I'll come back to that. I'm not sure. So you got to learn the 7 categories of food, okay? Now, in the Daily Dose video tab, there are 10 blue links right above the videos. And my favorite combination chart is the one that says Advanced Combination Chart. So that's the one that I printed and I had with me. I have it on my phone and everything. So I had it all right there. And I'm still trying to think about what I was going to say on that other page. But anyway, use that combination chart. And that combination chart is going to have a blue column, a yellow column, and a red column. The blue column is going to have a little bit more on your plate, okay? You still have to portion control it, but you're going to have more what I call flavors underneath your hands because you're putting more things underneath your plate, underneath your hands. But then the yellow column has a little bit fewer, but in the red column, that is your blowtorch column, because you are blowtorching fat like you would blowtorch butter. And the addition on that red column is MCT oil. We're going to talk about that in just a second, okay? But you need to familiarize yourself with the chart. So if this is your first night to even hear anything about Shibboleth, find that chart. It's in the blue links right above the Daily Dose videos. It says Advanced Combination Chart. And if you don't find it tonight, that is going to be in one of the videos this week, okay? But find that chart and familiarize yourself with the combinations that you can make. And one of the things I want you to know is if it has a 1 next to it, that's talking about category 1. And if it has LP next to that, that's lean protein. It doesn't mean you eat 1 lean protein and 2 fibrous carbs. It's talking about the category and then the little initials of the category. Okay, and you don't have to eat all of those that are in the column in one day. It's just that you pick one of those lines to make a meal with, okay? And the reason I'm telling you all that stuff, and you may not have thought of those things, but those are some of the questions that I've been asked, so I like to go ahead and try to answer them ahead of time. Okay, so there's a lot of different combinations on that chart, but tonight we're going to talk about some real simple ones, okay? And then we've already kind of gone over the hard and fast rules that if you want to eat a category 3 energy carb, you must eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. But if you want to eat some fruit, you must eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. I call that the hard and fast rules, all right? So again, familiarize yourself with the chart, but keep it simple. So if you are brand new in Shibboleth, or you need a refresh, just go back to that blowtorch column and do a category 1 lean protein plus a category 2 fibrous carb, cook that in MCT oil, or do a 7+2 plus MCT. Throw in a few meal replacements just to make life easy. You know, optimally, if we could all cook our food all the time, that'd be fantastic. But today's world is crazy busy, and sometimes we just need to throw a protein shake in there or a protein bar in our purse just to make it just easy, okay? So throw in those, and then after you've got all those things down, then you branch out. I probably ate, I don't know, at least 20 Mighty Muffins, maybe 30 in my first 20 days, y'all. And I did that because, one, I'm trying to learn everything. I was enjoying the Mighty Muffins, so I knew that it was something that I could enjoy. It was keeping me really, really full. And it was easy, and so it was just something I knew I could go to. Now, I haven't eaten nearly as many Mighty Muffins after I branched out and figured out other things, but you do what you got to do sometimes to get it going, right? And then you just use them as necessary. Okay, we've already gone over that top spot, but I want to talk about this. When you are in a restaurant, you need to consider all meat a category 4. So let's say that you at home would cook some chicken, and at home you know that it would be a lean protein, chicken breast. You know it'd be a lean protein. So let's say you go to the restaurant and you want to order some chicken because you think, I'm going to have me a lean protein at this restaurant. You can't count it as a lean protein in a restaurant because you don't know what oil they've cooked it in. And if it's not an approved oil, then it would be basically cooking some fat into that protein. So at that point, you have to consider it a category 4 protein plus fat. I hope that makes sense. So just consider all meat at a restaurant a category 4. And then what you're going to order with it is a little side salad with approved dressing, or you are going to order broccoli with it, or green beans, or something like that. Okay, so there are a few things in Shibboleth that seriously were wow moments for me. One, that I could get into what we call EFB. That's a wow moment, that we control the ability to efficiently burn fat. Because you know what? There's a lot of things in life we cannot control, but we flat out can control what goes in our mouth. And all you gotta do is apply this information and it works. So the second thing, there were 3 major things in Shibboleth that just wow. MCT oil. MCT oil is a medium chain triglyceride. Let's compare that to olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, and things like that. All of those things I just mentioned are LCTs, long chain triglycerides. So here's the difference between the two. A long chain triglyceride takes forever to burn up in your body. It's just slow burning. MCT oil burns up like that. It almost has no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Whereas in comparison, those other things have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat. So now that you know that, do you want to use the others? No. Why would you want to use the others? You know something important. So the other stuff's out. I mean, it's gone. I don't even do anything. Even if I was having a holiday and let's say I was cooking pancakes with my favorite pancake mix, and I normally would have used some other oil, I still, on a holiday, even use this. I mean, why would I not? So I use this medium chain triglyceride. So some of the other oils that you could use in Metabolic that are approved, coconut oil. Coconut oil is 60% MCT oil. And then you could use ghee butter. And a lot of people use ghee butter when they're trying to cook a grilled cheese and want that butter flavor. So, or maybe some shrimp scampi, you want that butter flavor. So you can use ghee for that. But then the other thing is, oh, of course, 0-calorie cooking spray, okay? But let's go back to this MCT oil. This is another thing that has to do with EFB. See, EFB is not just the combining of the foods, it's the whole package that we put together in the shibboleth shield to get into EFB. So think about how long, a lot of this has to do, and this is the way I think about how long have I been alive that I did not know about MCT oil. Well, I just learned about MCT oil this year. I'm 49. So I just learned about it this year. And it's life-changing because I'll never use any of these other oils again. So think about this. When we go out and we expend energy, if we have given our body a long-chain triglyceride to, and it's in there, and remember I said it takes a long, long time to burn that up, our body is always going to access the easiest form of energy. Well, it's going to access that LCT, or let's say we gave it an energy carb by itself, or we gave it some fruit by itself. It's going to access that. But what are we trying to get to? We are trying to get to stored fat, okay? So if we combine in the right way and we use the proper oil, when our body needs energy, it's going to go and have to access stored fat rather than an LCT or the other. Imagine, think about that. You have control over that now too. MCT oil rather than those other oils, and it's going to make an amazing difference. Okay, so this is flat out awesome. Couple of things about MCT oil. One, it has a very low smoke point, so you want to make sure that you cook on low to medium heat. And imagine knowing that it's got a low smoke point. That means it burns up very quickly. There you go. I just said it burned up quickly in your body. Some of that's going to burn up in your pan using it. You're not even going to get all the calories that are in there. And it's thermogenic. Thermogenic means that it helps you burn calories. So you are going to be able to utilize that for cooking. And it's some's going to burn up in the pan. Then it's going to burn up quickly in your body. And you're not going to give your body an LCT to work on. Now, here's the other thing that people ask me. Once they hear that MCT oil is good for them, they just, I can take that as a supplement. No, you do not want to take it as a supplement, okay? Because 1 tablespoon of MCT oil has about 100 calories in it. Remember, we're trying to go into a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories, and taking 100 random calories for no reason is not going to help us, okay? But some people hear me say, oh, it's good for you, let's do this. Now, use it for the purpose of cooking, because like I said, some of it's going to burn up in cooking, and then you're not even going to get all those calories. But you don't want to just randomly add it to coffee and make bulletproof coffee, or just take it as a supplement, okay? Because we are still trying to go into a calorie deficit. So use it purposefully. All right. Here's the number 3 wow moment for me in Shibboleth that I think just made all the difference in the world. Don't bring the fat bus, okay? So we've already talked about that after a holiday, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. And we are going to have some holidays every once in a while, okay? So every once in a while we are going to bring the fat bus, but don't just bring it for no reason, okay? Like I said, make a plan and stick to the plan. So you don't want to bring the fat bus. So let's talk about what the fat bus is. The fat bus is a real thing. The fat bus is insulin, okay? So we eat an energy carb by itself, or we eat a fruit by itself. We're going to have an insulin release. If we did not pair those things with the proper lean protein and fibers carb, to negate that insulin release, then that insulin is going to be running around in our body, okay? And if we've got other fat lipids in our body, insulin is going to go around and pick up those fat lipids and they're going to store it. So think about this. Insulin, it stops efficient fat burning, it increases your appetite, and it takes 48 hours to get out of your body. So think about this. Those of you that have had a holiday and then you come back from a holiday, are you sometimes a little bit hungry on that first day after a holiday? Well, that's just because there's insulin in there. So don't let the diet devil say, hey, I'm hungry, you need to go and do this, that, or the other. Say, that is the insulin working its way out of my body. I just need to be patient, drink some water, and get that out. Because you know, after a day or two, you don't feel that anymore, and you get into a groove, okay? So just tell yourself that. I'm not necessarily hungry. This is that insulin increasing my appetite. Just because I'm having an appetite want does not mean I need to go take action on it. I can follow the plan of Metabolic. Okay, so, but here's the other thing. It is a hormone. It's a growth hormone. And it's the growth hormone that is fat storage hormone. Does anybody listening to my voice right now want to store fat? No, we do not. So, of course, we need essential fat, but we don't want to store excess body weight. We don't want to do that. So if knowing that insulin comes out into your body, I want you to think about this. We're going to talk about this plate at a steakhouse that many people order, or at a fast food restaurant many people order, a burger and fries, or a steak and baked potato. So you have a very large insulin release from that energy carb that was those fries or those potatoes, and you put with it a fat. Insulin, which is the fat bus, okay, think about a bus. A bus's job is to pick up people and take them to their destination, okay? So the fat bus, which is insulin's job is to go around and pick up the fat lipids that are in your body at the moment and take them to their destination, which is your booty, which is your stomach, which is here, wherever you store fat. That's what its job is. It's to take it there. But guess what? We know that now, and we can control that, okay? So you don't want to combine a steak or a fatty hamburger with potatoes. You want to combine that with a fibrous carb. So I just use broccoli to make it simple, but you'll eventually make your own favorite list of fibrous carbs and things like that. So when you pair it with that broccoli, there was no insulin release from this broccoli, okay? You had a little bit of fat from that protein plus fat, but that's okay because there was no insulin to go around and pick up that fat and get rid of it, and your body will burn that fat off, okay? So does that amaze y'all that now we know this information? When we know how to properly combine foods, we know about the fat bus, we know about MCT, we know about EFB. I mean, this is life-changing information personally. I think so. Okay, so the very first thing that everybody wants to know is, what am I going to eat? So if you're in the Fast Track group, or if you're in the Second Chance group, I'm talking about Facebook, if you're on those groups, every single week I create a meal plan. And you can go back to those groups and you can print those meal plans. They're PDF documents. You can print those meal plans and find some that you like that are suggested to eat. Some of those meal plans have been created, simple ones, some are recipe ones, and some are mixed. And even if you don't want to do that, this is the simplest way to meal plan. Make yourself a list of your 10 favorite lean proteins. Because on this program, you don't have to eat anything that you don't like. Make yourself a list of 10 of your favorite fibrous carbs. Then, literally, like you're in elementary school, you're going to draw a line from one of those to one of those and say, I want to eat that together. And then you're going to draw a line from one of those to one of those and make meals. You're literally just mixing and matching things, and you're going to make meals. Cook it in MCT oil, okay, just to give it a little thermogenic boost. And then throw in a couple of meal replacements for simplicity, and you are going to have some efficient fat burning going on, okay? And you're going to be able to do this easily. you're going to need to make friends with the food library, okay? Because if you need to write down all the foods that you currently eat, look them up in the food library to determine two things. One, what category is this so that I know how to combine it? Two, am I eating an approved or unapproved bread or tortilla or something like that? You might just need to switch brands, because all the brands that we have in the program, this is a very brand specific program, but it covers a lot of brands, is we've made sure there's enough fiber and enough protein in it and less sugar, less fat, things like that. We've looked at that. You don't even have to do that work. We've looked at that for you. You just need to make sure that what you like to buy is on there. And then you want to make sure that you take advantage of all of our resources. So if you're on Facebook, you want to be a member of the Shibboleth Fixed It page, and the links to those pages are in the group, the Facebook group, this Fast Tracker Second Chance group. You want to make sure that you are a member of the silver level group. Everybody that's a member can be a member of that. If you are a gold member, you want to be a member of that group. Gold membership is only $25 extra, and as long as your silver level membership never lapses, that $25 is good for life as long as your silver never lapses. If you did just join with the Tiger's Eye as a lifetime member, then you got gold, okay? So you could ask to be a member of that gold level group. In gold, there's extra daily doses, and it teaches you about intermittent fasting and divine days. And then there's going to be the Tiger's Eye group in 2020 that you can use. So you want to make sure that you are in those Facebook groups, because like I said, this is a little 1 week group just to help anybody that's new or any refreshing. But those other ones are those ongoing things. Also, make yourself extremely familiar with our amazing website. The little videos that are going to be in this 1 week group, they're going to help you familiarize, but you really want to play, get in there and play. And then we have free mentor appointments. This is unbelievable. If you think about somebody who would sit down with you as like a coach, they'll charge you $50 an hour. We charge $50 for the year, and you can have as many mentor appointments as you need. You just go to mentor.genbook.com. And then focus in on this fast track. See, that's one of the things with Shibboleth. We do require that there's a little effort put forth, but it's the effort that's going to be the information that you need for the rest of your life, okay? So it's not a waste of time. So focus on the fast track this week. And then if you've never passed the test or taken the test, passed the test, and earned your first badge, make sure that you do that. Okay, so I'm going to read a question. Yeah, okay, so Christy, her comment is that she never made recipes when she lost the 50 pounds. She stuck to category 1+2 plus MCT, or category 4+2, or meal replacements. And this is what she said: it was stupid simple and it worked. She never had snacks, freebies, or extras. Yeah, Christy, I'm going to tell you something right now. That's what I did. That's the exact thing I did. I think I made the fat burning chicken enchiladas 1 week, and I made some spinach thing that was in the recipe 1 week. But I pretty much, except for those two things, that's pretty much the exact thing that I did. So way to go. That is awesome. And thank you for telling everybody that so I could read it. Do y'all have any questions? And if you have anything about the website that you want to know tonight, or any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. And has this helped? Did you learn anything new? Even if you've been in Shibboleth a while, and I like to just know this to make it helps me with my teaching. Did you hear anything tonight in a different way that made you really think? And y'all let me know if you have any questions about the website, because I'm happy to show anybody anything while we're here together. Okay, so my necklace is Premier Designs Jewelry. I have been with Premier for 12 years. Thank you. Actually, this is a retired one, and it's really neat because it has dual clasps, and I can pull it around and make it as long or as short as I needed it to, which is kind of cool. I've seen a lot of your pieces too. Your pieces are really pretty. Well, I'm not getting many questions or anything. So that just means that y'all all know it brilliantly and can apply it and be awesome walking billboards for Shibboleth. And y'all do me a favor, please do a couple of things. One, share this with your friends. Sharing is caring. Tell everybody this should not be a secret. Okay, it shouldn't be a secret, and we don't want it to be a secret, but we all know that most of the world does not know this. And two, what was my other thing? Share with your friends. Oh, and please support the Shibboleth store, okay? Because being that Shibboleth only charges us $50 a year, they need some help with some other things, and I think we could support Shibboleth by buying from the Shibboleth store. So y'all, please help us with that. And I am going to wish y'all a Merry Christmas. And looky here. There we go. I got my hat on. And I have a friend here. And Merry Christmas, Barbie. And Santa says hello. And Santa says that you're going to do great in 2020. This is my motto for 2020. My motto for 2020, because Shibboleth has perfect days, we have to visualize ourselves in the end. Merry Christmas, both of you, Barbie and Christy. We have to visualize. We have to have a vision for our life. We have to have a vision for our body. We have to have this vision. So guess what? I'm going to have perfect vision in 2020, because 2020 is perfect vision, right? So I hope that y'all are going to have an amazing Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you in 2020. And if anybody that lives fairly close to me would ever like to have a Shibboleth sign-up party, I'll be happy to come to your home, your church, wherever you want me to come. We will do a Shibboleth sign-up party. I'll be happy to come to you. So y'all just let me know if you want me to do that. All right, in 2020. Otherwise, good night. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Bye, y'all.